everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. This is not a bee. It's what we often just call a bush fly. It's got the beautiful shiny thorax, I guess. I don't know what it was doing, but it was enjoying these flowers. These are originally called Eriostemens. They're an Australian native plant. Very pretty. I've been waiting all winter for them to finally flower. They have amazing scented foliage, as well as beautiful flowers, which also have a scent. Not a huge scent, but they're really pretty anyway. Yeah, some people call them a wax plant, but I don't think they're really properly in that plant category. So they used to be called Eriostemens, now they're called Philothecas, something like that. I used to work many years ago in a nursery and we used to look after a lot of these. So there's your Australian native plant for the day. I actually heard about it on a podcast recently, and it's called Stems, Leaves and Roots with Danny. They're on Buzzsprout, Apple and Spotify. I'll put some links in the description so that you can hear all about native plants and a lot about women in colonial times and up to present day who've been instrumental in horticulture. The person who runs it is actually a horticulturalist, so she knows what she's talking about. But I'll leave those links in the description. I have been talking about these ranunculus quite a bit, but these are the ones that were on the footage that I took off the plant yesterday so that the plant wouldn't get so wind blown. All the flowers, I'm still hoping to get seed from the flowers, but if I don't, I don't. This one's fairly advanced, so I'll probably get seed from that once the petals fall off. But for now, I'm happy just to have them as flowers. The mesclun kind of lettuce that my friend gave me is doing really well. She'd overplanted, so she just gave these away to me, so I'm pretty happy about that. Gives me a head start on my lettuce. I do have some iceberg lettuce, but that's just sort of overwintered and I didn't even plant the seed, it popped up on its own. This is my horseradish that's coming back to life, that's pretty cool. This is my Confederate rose, or my rose of Sharon, so I'm pretty happy for that to get some side shoots. So many of these all around the garden. They're from our desert ash tree, which drops bits all year round. I think if I had a choice I wouldn't have it here, but it is a good shade tree. It's at an odd angle, but it is doing a good job of shading our backyard and helping the bees at the end of winter with its beautiful little flowers that you can barely see. Look how much the mint has grown since the last time I showed you on a video. I reckon it's almost doubled this week in height and width. So I'm going to have to find some more uses for mint, but in the meantime I'll pick some for tea. I am actually really surprised that the possums haven't been trying to eat my mint. I'm sure they can reach it if they wanted to. I used to have possums when I lived in New South Wales years ago who would eat my basil no matter what I did. In the end I had it in hanging baskets with a cover of chicken wire over it, hanging from a ledge underneath the guttering on our second story, and they still got it. It was insane. I just gave up between that and the bush turkeys, or brush turkeys. I just could not get any basil. Doing this left-handed. I am not left-handed. But it really doesn't matter if you even hack a little bit at this. It's going to forgive you and come back, no worries at all. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to change hands. Alright. I'm just trying to get as close as I can to there. Alright. So just find a node where the leaves are coming out and just chop as close as you can to that. And you'll have some leaves dried out for tea in no time. Look how big the leaves are on that. It must be really happy. Remember, I didn't even put manure on it when I transplanted it. That's why, because it might even be a waste. Who knows? Maybe it has more vitamins if I fertilized it properly. or at all, but it's going a little bit crazy and it smells amazing. So that's pretty cool. This will give it a new lease on life. Mint and basil and things like that grow really quickly in the warmer weather love being cut back because it gives them more chance to kick along. So that's more than a handful there. I'm just going to take the leaves off the stems and put them on a cloth, and it'll dry in a few days. I can put it in a jar for tea. Still no little flowers on our port wine magnolia, but there are a lot more new little shoots of leaves, and the leaves are quite happy, so I think I'll keep that one in a pot for now. I really am going to have to pot up my tomatoes. They are getting some good sets of second leaves on there, and maybe not the chili peppers or capsicums just yet, but they are getting there, so I'm pretty happy about that. Back at my little compost bin, which seems to be rat proof and possum proof, as well as being food safe. Anything you put around your food or your garden, just make sure it's food safe. I was told in the shop that the other brand was food safe, but it didn't say that anywhere, and so I stuck with what I knew. It's okay to put a little bit of citrus in, and I've also crushed up some eggshell to put that in there. If I'm really adding it to soil with eggshell, I will dry it out and powder it in my coffee grinder. Of course, I don't use coffee in there, just other weird things. But yeah, best to bake the eggshells. I don't do that because the smell isn't kind to someone in the house, so I don't do that. But it works just as well. It just doesn't break down as quickly if you don't bake it. Changes the chemistry of it. Thank you very much to the person who commented. I hope you're okay with the winds. It seems that we are. A few things blown around, mostly pots that have come out from underneath my potting bench over there. But that's no big problem. We all seem to be fine. And the pink lady did stay on the trellis that I masking taped back together again. I'm going to have to really find something out for that that's going to work. I thought I'd show you my nice little hyacinths, which are just about to pop. Hopefully they'll do a bit more before they come out, but I will give you an update when they do. Such a pretty colour. My beautiful blue rose blueberry is looking a bit weighed down with all of its blossom. I might actually put a bit of a stake there so that it's not sort of bending down to the ground, but otherwise it's doing okay. This is the one that I haven't pruned. We'll see how it goes. The reason why I'm watching this nectarine like a hawk for fruit set is because that's when the fruit fly are really interested in it. I don't want to cover it up just yet because it's still getting its leaves, but I want to know if there's fruit starting on here, so we will keep an eye on it. I did see some curly leaf on it the other day. Yeah, there's a bit more. I don't spray with, I think it's copper sulfate that they spray with this problem, curly leaf. So I've just been taking those leaves off. I'm not sure if that really even makes a difference, but I know it only really affects the fruit if it's really bad. So if I can just pull off the offending leaves, there's another one. It's not too bad, but I'll take it off and we'll see how we go with it. I haven't actually looked up organic solutions to that. I think I read somewhere that something was organic when I didn't think it would be. But anyway, we shall see. Not sure if any of you need to know about pollinating your fruit trees. You can do it even if they're self-pollinating. I usually do it just to increase chances of getting some good fruit sets. So you've got the little anthers here on the outside, and often the stamens right in the center there with this kind of flower. There's a little ant in there or something trying to do the same thing. So just poke it right down the middle and do the same with the other one. Doesn't matter if you go from flower to flower, but if you change the kind of tree, it's probably good to wash the brush in between and dry it really well. And just keep going. These may have been pollinated already. They've had ants on them ever since they were out, and ants can be pollinators as well, even though we've had windy weather and not many butterflies out yet because we're only just into spring. My mustard cover crop's going pretty well, getting second sets of leaves and all that sort of thing. If you saw the video where I planted it, you might be surprised that it went so well. I'll link that video here. It's a bit unorthodox the way I did it, but it's interesting to see the ones that are doing the best actually have a bit of shelter here in this corner from the potatoes. So yeah, I wonder if that's something to do with it. All the others are taking a bit longer to get ready and go. But thanks for watching. Hope you're having fun in your garden. We'll see you next time.